Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker. I'm the head trader here, but I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So in today's video, we'll take a look at the economic data, we'll go over some news, then we'll do our market recap and market analysis. So starting here on the economic data, we did have non-farm employment change come out at 296,000 with 148,000 expected. We also had services PMI come in at 53.6 with 53.7 expected. And we also had non-manufacturing PMI come out at 51.9 with 51.8 expected. And we had some crude oil inventories drop down 1.28 million with down 1.1 million forecasted. And turning to the big one, we did have the Federal Reserve raise interest rates by 25 basis points, getting us up here to 5.25%. Turning to the calendar, tomorrow, Thursday, May 4th, we do get initial jobless claims. So now we'll look at some news. So this is the federal funds rate here making its way back up to the where we were here in 2006. And this is the 3-month Treasury bill yield moving up to 5.27%, which is the highest level it's been since January of 2001. And just a year ago, it was at 0.85%. And 2 years ago, it was at 0.01%. And we also had a drone attack on the Kremlin. You can see it here come in and hit. If you ask me, not much of an attack, but Putin and all of them are taking this very serious, calling it a terrorist attack, an attempt on Putin's life. And this is the unrealized losses at the big four U.S. banks, as you can see down, holding unrealized losses of 211.5 billion, with Bank of America alone holding a third of that. And this is the ratio of small caps to large caps at its lowest levels here since February of 2001. And we also have the Treasury saying it's launching a program for buying back government securities sometimes next year. And this will be the first time since 2011 with a move to intend to ease liquidity in the roughly $24 trillion market at the center of the global financial system. And we also have the White House proposing a 30% tax on electricity used for Bitcoin and crypto mining. And Italy did impose a 26% tax on Bitcoin and crypto. So now we'll turn to our market recap. Starting here in the debt market, we have the U.S. 10-year yield getting a big red day, continuation to the downside after that big red day yesterday, getting through that midline. And now it's working its way down here towards this lower extreme and these lows back here from April. Now we can look at the dollar. Big red day here in the dollar too, breaking down through that midline, getting a wick off that lower extreme here. Turning to the stock market, as you can see, big red day here in the stock market as well. After that big red day we got yesterday, closing down here below that midline. Turning to crypto, we have Bitcoin getting a red day here after getting rejected off that midline. Still just kind of sitting down here in the lower end of this daily range, right below that midline. Still sitting up here at the upper end of this weekly range as well. Turning to XRP, we have a red day here in XRP, breaking down through yesterday's lows, and still just sitting down here consolidating at the lower end of this daily range and right above that midline here on the weekly chart. Turning to commodities, we have oil getting another big red day, getting more continuation to the downside after that large sell-off we got yesterday, making its way down here to these lows from March. Looking at gold, we do have a big green day here in gold. As you can see, really pushing up into this upper extreme after that squeeze we got in that downtrend break off that lower extreme, making its way up here, not too far from all-time highs here on gold. Looking at silver, we also have a pretty nice green day here in silver as well. Really squeezed here on silver, running into that upper extreme here on the daily chart. Now we can do our market analysis. We'll start with our volume analysis here on the S&P 500. As you can see, pretty big red day here with a lot of sell volume, as you can see, getting above that vol average. A lot more sell volume, sell ratio than we got yesterday. We can look here at the 3-minute chart so you can see what kind of action we got. So we did open up right here, as you can see, just kind of chopping most of the day, kind of just going sideways. And then we get the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, as you can see, just insane volatility spikes here. And then ended up getting a sell-off into the close. So now we can zoom out a little more on this chart. Looking here at the 15-minute, as you can see, we kind of broke down through this trend line here in the morning, and then made our way back up to it into the interest rate decision, and then really just selling off here with a squeeze to the downside and our MACD cross to the downside to get a pretty weak close here. But as you can see, closing right at yesterday's lows. Yeah, now we can look at the VIX and the Nasdaq. As you can see, the VIX getting a green day here, but kind of inside day. Just kind of chopping around here in that same range we were in. Just an inside day here on the VIX. And the Nasdaq, if you look over here at the Nasdaq, as you can see, weaker than the SPY, breaking down through yesterday's lows. So yeah, pretty interesting day today. Like I said, I don't really trade on Fed days because the volatility. But yeah, big red day here in the S&P 500 off that interest rate decision. So it'll be interesting to see, how these banks take this interest rate hike. See if more, this banking crisis continues to spread here and get worse. And I do want to note we are squeezed here on the daily chart. So on the weekly chart, it looking like it does kind of want to roll down here. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. But yeah, that should do it for the video. Appreciate y'all watching, and I will talk to y'all later.